All right, tonight's postseason coverage is brought to you by disappointment. Why am I always disappointed in the Red Sox? Here we are going into the bottom of the ninth inning. Red Sox down 6-2 against the Yankees. Aroldis Chapman coming into the game. And there you go. So Game 3 will be in New York on Monday. I figure I may as well just talk about that since this game is kind of just whatever. Yeah, I don't know what to expect here. Red Sox going to New York with a 1-1 series, which is kind of what I expected. I really didn't know what to expect. Price pretty much did what I expected, which was be mediocre, but still not awful. I mean, it's not like he gave up 7 runs. He gave up 3, and the Red Sox were in the game for most of it, and then Eduardo Rodriguez, of all people, kind of blew it, and he's not even like a regular bullpen guy. He's, Joe Kelly was good. Hembry was okay. Like, it was mostly, Price and Rodriguez, 2 of their starters that have cost them this game. In fact, that's all of the runs were scored on those home runs. So, in essence, the bullpen wasn't even really the problem tonight because Rodriguez isn't regularly in the bullpen. He was supposed to, alleviate the bullpen problem. Instead, he's kind of made it worse. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's only so many times I can hear about how bad Boston's bullpen is. We know it's bad. It's the end of the season. This is what they have. This is all there is. They're going to have to use, Rodriguez or Eovaldi or somebody out of the pen for a couple innings if need be. And that's really why the starters need to go more than 4 or 5 innings. But then again, this is the same story as last year's postseason. Difference is they actually won a game this year because, Sale was at least good for the 5 innings he was in the game, but he still only went 5 2/3 innings. So the starters have to go 6 or 7 innings minimum to keep them in the game, only give up a couple runs. But, Price gave up 3 runs and I guess a few innings. Again, I didn't watch the game, so I can't really say if they should have yanked him early or not. I just think with this bullpen, you really can't yank the pitchers early unless they're really awful. I think you've gotten to that point where if the starting pitcher is doing even okay, they might be better than what you have in the bullpen. So, with some teams, like the Kansas City Royals a few years ago, had a really good bullpen. So, their starters would go 4 or 5 innings, and that was okay because they could just throw the relief pitchers in for the rest of the game. The Red Sox don't have that luxury. Their starters have to go 7 or 8 innings because they don't have anyone else. And that's just the pitching. The hitting has been awful tonight, too. As Pierce takes ball 3. Pierce has been a pretty good player this year for the Red Sox when he's played. I don't know. I find myself liking some of these other players more than, the main players. I really like J.D. Martinez, but, out of the so-called superstar players, I think Betts is all right. I think Bogart's okay. We all know my whole thing with Bogarts as Pierce gets a walk. But, guys like Steven Pierce or even, Mitch Moreland or, I don't know, I like those guys, Ian Kinsler, just players who are, there. And, I always root for them a little more than the star players. I don't know why. It's I expect so much from the star players, so it's yeah, you better get a hit. But then, when Jackie Bradley Jr. gets a hit, I'm yeah, way to go. I get, more excited because they're not supposed to get hits. When Steven Pierce had, 4 home runs in a row against the Yankees, I was yeah. But, if Mookie Betts had 4 home runs against the Yankees, I'd be oh, all right, that's a pretty good game. Eduardo Nunez actually kind of falls into that category of players that, aren't really that good, but I kind of root for them anyway, because it's yeah, let's see him do something here, as he takes a 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone for a strike. All right, 1 on, nobody out. Red Sox in need of a grand slam to tie the game. I say this every time, but, it's probably not going to happen, so don't get your hopes up too high, because, well, it's probably not going to happen. This is usually how these things go. That should have been a ball called a strike, but why not? They're going to lose the game anyway. May as well speed it up a little bit. So, here we go. Aroldis Chapman in a non-save situation. Will that affect him any? I know sometimes closers have problems in non-save situations. From what I've seen between the Red Sox bad hitting and the Yankees generally good bullpen, I don't really think this is going to be an issue. But I could be wrong. The Red Sox have hit Chapman before. That was a bad pitch, but he swung in it. Fouled it off, so strike 2. Well, still strike 2, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, anything could happen. I mean, that's why I watch baseball. That's kind of the fun of it. Outside of that one ball that looked like it was going to be a home run for Kinsler, I really haven't gotten excited about much here. Even that ball scored a meaningless run, so have yet to really get emotional about these playoffs. Maybe if I had seen Game 1, I heard that was really intense. I saw, actually, I didn't see any of that game. Oh, that one's hit pretty well, but foul. So, again, last few years, I mean, really, and I know it's still early in this playoffs, only Game 2, but last few years for the playoffs for the Red Sox, I've just felt nothing. I've been, invested in the game for, all of 1 inning, against the Indians in 2016. I was really psyched about the Red Sox being back in the playoffs, just for them to get smoked in that game one and then swept out of the series. Same thing in 2017, except they won a game, whoop-de-doo. And now this year, Red Sox Yankees. I mean, if I can't get up for this, then I don't know. That was apparently a strike. Why not? I'm not even, emotional enough to get mad at the umpires. And I always hate the umpires. I mean, you guys know that. I hate the umpires more. Well, no, I shouldn't say I hate the umpires more than the Yankees. I still hate the Yankees more than the umpires. But I hate them all, pretty much. Like, everybody in that shop at Nunez, I hate. I hate Sanchez, I hate Chapman, and I hate the umpire. Nunez is alright. I don't really. I'd go either way on him. So there you go. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Guy on first here. I already forgot who it was, because, I just don't care. The Red Sox don't really give me a reason to care. That's kind of the sad thing about it. Even when they won all these games, I was excited for maybe a month, and then I'm like, well, let's see what they do in the playoffs. And that's where I'm at now. 1-1 against the Yankees, as Kinsler's up again. I don't know what it is about that. It's just it's the players that have been with the team for a while that just kind of bore me. Ian Kinsler, is actually one of the few players I like because he hasn't been with the Red Sox that long. He's a newcomer, so maybe he doesn't have whatever it is that makes the Red Sox suck, as he just grounds into a double play and proves me completely wrong. But yeah, there you go. Red Sox end a disappointing night with a disappointing loss to the Yankees. Scored 2 runs, lose it 6-2. Price and Rodriguez giving up home runs, and there you go. Red Sox will try to take a 2-1 series lead in New York on Monday. I might not be able to see much of that game either, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, I guess.